Welcome to The Whole Story, the podcast where we're exploring the Bible from page one, not just as a historical document, but as a unified story that has shaped our world. I'm Marcus. And I'm Daniel. Whether you've read this book 100 times or you're opening it for the very first time, we're glad you're here. We're starting right at the beginning, Genesis chapter 1, to understand the foundation of it all. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
It's probably the most famous opening line in all of literature, isn't it, Marcus? It just lands with this incredible weight.
It really does, Daniel. And that's what we're diving into today. Genesis chapter 1, the very first page. And you have to ask, why has this one chapter captivated and, let's be honest, confused and divided people for millennia?
Right, because it's not just a story. For billions of people, it's the foundation of everything. Their understanding of God, of the world, of themselves. It's huge.
Exactly. So let's jump in. After that opening line, the text describes the scene. The earth was formless and empty, darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. It's a picture of chaos, unordered, potential, but not yet anything.
Hovering over the waters. I love that image. It's so gentle, like a bird protecting a nest before anything has even hatched.
It is. And then comes the first command, the first act of bringing order to that chaos. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light.
Just like that. He speaks and it happens.
And notice what happens next. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. This isn't just about flipping a switch, it's about making a distinction, creating categories. This is good. This is day. This is night. It's the beginning of order.
And that sets up a pattern we see again and again, right? The separation.
Precisely. Day 2, God separates the water from the water, creating the sky, the expanse.
Okay, I have to stop you there. This is one of those parts where my modern brain kind of short circuits. Waters above, waters below?
It's a great question, and it's key to understanding the text. The ancient Hebrews, like their neighbors, envisioned a world with a solid dome, the firmament, holding back a celestial ocean.
Mm-hmm.
The rain came from windows in this dome. The text is describing the world in terms they would have understood. It's an ancient cosmology. The point isn't the scientific mechanics, but the theological truth. God is the one who set these boundaries. That makes sense.
So it's less a blueprint of the universe and more a statement about who's in charge.
You've got it. Then day 3, more separation. The water has gathered, and dry ground appears, land and sea. And then, for the first time, something is created to fill that space. Vegetation, plants, fruit trees. And what does God say?
And God saw that it was good. There's that refrain again.
There it is. And look at the pattern. Days 1, 2, and 3 are about forming, creating the spaces. Days 4, 5, and 6 are about filling those spaces.
Oh, wow, I never saw that.
It's beautiful poetry. On day 4, God fills the day and night from day 1. He creates the sun, moon, and stars, not as gods, which is what every other culture believed, but as signs, seasons, timekeepers. They serve a purpose.
That's a radical idea for its time then, demoting the sun god to a cosmic clock.
Hugely radical. Then on day 5, he fills the sky and seas of day 2 with birds and fish, and for the first time, he doesn't just speak them into existence, he blesses them, saying, "Be fruitful and increase in number." Life is meant to flourish.
Okay, so day 6 must be filling the land from day 3.
Exactly. The land animals, livestock, creatures that move along the ground, all good. But then the chapter pivots. There's a crescendo. God says, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness."
Let us. Who is us?
Theologians have debated that for centuries. Some see it as the royal we, like a king speaking. Others see it as God speaking to his heavenly council of angels. And Christian tradition, of course, sees an early hint of the Trinity. So you can take your pick. In a way, yes, but the main point is what comes next. Humanity is created, male and female, and after all this, the refrain changes. It's not just good, it says, God saw all that he had made, and it was very good.
The grand finale. So this brings up the big question, the one that gets debated in schools and courts. Is this literal? Are these 6 24-hour days?
It's the elephant in the room, isn't it? And people of faith hold different views. Some see it as a literal, historical account of 6 24-hour days.
Right, the young earth creationist view.
Yes, others point out that the Hebrew word for day, yom, can mean a 24-hour period, but it can also mean an indefinite period of time, an era.
Okay, so that's the day-age theory. Each day is a long period of geological time.
Correct. And then there's a third major view, often called the framework hypothesis. It suggests that the 7-day structure isn't meant to be chronological at all. It's a literary and theological framework, like the forming and filling pattern you mentioned. Exactly. In this view, the author isn't trying to answer the scientific question, how did the world begin, but the theological questions. Who made the world? What is it like? And what is our place in it? The 7-day structure is a powerful, poetic way to tell that story.
So trying to read it as a science textbook is kind of missing the point.
Many scholars would say so, yes. It's like reading a beautiful poem and only asking if the punctuation is correct. You miss the majesty. The text's primary purpose is theology, not geology.
Let's go back to that phrase then, the one that caps off the creation of people. In our image. What does that actually mean? It doesn't mean we look like God, does it?
That's the million-dollar question. And no, the consensus is it's not about physical appearance. In the ancient world, a king would place a statue, an image of himself, in a conquered territory to signify, I rule here. This is my domain. Okay. So for humanity to be made in God's image means we are his representatives on earth. We are tasked with reflecting his character, his creative care, his wise governance over creation. The text says we are to rule and subdue it. Those words sound a little harsh to modern ears.
Like domination.
They can, but we have to see them in the context of the creator we've just seen. A creator who calls things good, who blesses them to be fruitful. The motto of rule isn't a tyrant, it's a wise and benevolent gardener, tending to a world declared very good. It's a call to stewardship, not exploitation. Wow.
That changes things. So being made in God's image is less about having a certain status and more about having a specific job, a vocation.
That's a fantastic way to put it. It's a job description, and it was revolutionary because in ancient texts, only the king or the pharaoh was the image of the gods. Genesis says, no, every human, male and female, bears this divine image. It's a radical democratization of dignity. Yeah, that's powerful. Every single person. And that brings us to the end, day 7. After all this work of creating, ordering, and blessing, what does God do? He rests. He rests, not because he was tired, but because the work was complete. It was perfect, and he blessed the 7th day and made it holy. In ancient temples, the climax of building the temple was when the God came to rest, to reside in it. Genesis 1 is portraying the entire cosmos as God's temple. He is now at rest, present, ruling over his good creation.
The whole universe as a temple. That's a big thought to sit with. So as we wrap up, what's the takeaway? If someone only reads this one chapter, what should they walk away with?
I think it's this. The world you inhabit is not an accident. It is the intentional, ordered, and deeply good creation of a personal God. And you, as a human being, are not an accident either. You are created with profound dignity and purpose to be God's representative, his image bearer in this beautiful, good world.
It sets the stage for everything. It tells you the way things are supposed to be before anything else happens.
Exactly. It's the perfect beginning. It's the foundational statement about God, the world, and us. And without it, the rest of the story just doesn't make sense.
Let's linger on that idea of the Sabbath rest for a moment. It's so countercultural, both then and now. The idea that the pinnacle of creation isn't more work, but rest. A kind of celebration of the work being complete.
Exactly. Most creation stories from that era, like the Babylonian Enuma Elish, end with the gods creating humans to be their slaves, to do the work they don't want to do. The gods are tired, so they make people to serve them. The God of Genesis works and then invites humanity into his rest. It's a completely different posture toward both God and work.
So the Sabbath is not just about taking a break so we can work harder the next week. It's about participating in God's own delight in his creation. It's a weekly reminder that our value doesn't come from our productivity or our usefulness, but is inherent.
That's a good place to pause. There's so much more to unpack, but this foundation, God, creation, order, goodness, rest, it sets up everything that comes next.
Join us next time as we dive into the Garden of Eden and the story of the first humans. Make sure you subscribe to The Whole Story wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss it.